I think open water swimming can be terrifying to begin with because the mind plays tricks. And once we get an idea in our mind, it's very difficult to get rid of that. And I use a lot of visual imagery with my athletes, and I use a lot of negative examples of me putting an idea in their head and they can't get rid of it. You mustn't think of a black horse. Ding. Pictures, unless you played the game before, in which case you built a wall and you go through. And once we accept that idea, then we can get the coping strategies. And the open water thing, the fears go through. What if? I know there can't be a shark in the London docks, but what if just this once? And once the idea is there, then of course the mind starts going, oh, there was a little brush on my leg for that. What gets you nervous? Be honest.
I get scared of an octopus.
Okay, rationally in the London docks, is that going to happen? What I say to my athletes is, accept that you may well panic, but when you do, you also say to yourself, this is great, I'm panicking, I knew I was going to panic, I'm so glad I've got this over early. And making that a very rational statement to yourself means that you can deal with it. If you get nervous, count the strokes. Say, okay, I know I'm nervous, I'm going to do 10 more strokes, that's all. And then if I'm still nervous, I'm going to turn over on my back, I can see the sky, I'll have a few strokes that, and then I'll turn back over. With the physical side of open water swimming, a lot of people don't like the cold. They maybe, if they're not used to wetsuits, they find them restrictive. Maybe they go out too fast. And one of the things is always the breathing. So my advice to new triathletes, to new open water swimmers would be to say, okay, again, this is interesting. I've gone out a little bit too fast. So what I'll do 10 more strokes of front crawl, and if I still need to breathe a little bit more, I'll turn on my back for 2 or 3 strokes, and then I'll get back on. And actually doing that and making it a small obstacle rather than a large one, we can deal with it. 10 more strokes, 10 more strokes, 10 more strokes. Wow, that's 200 done already. Working for open water swimming can be difficult in Great Britain because we don't have fabulous weather. So we go in a pool. And as much as people talk about vast differences between pool swimming and open water swimming, I truly don't believe that. I think the basics have to be there. I think you need a good technique. And I think really the technique for pool swimming and open water swimming are, if not identical, very, very similar. We've got to get back to the basics. We need a flat body position. We need efficient legs for balance rather than for power. We need to know the essentials of rotation so we can lengthen the stroke, we can get the maximum. We need to know all the things about high elbow. If we just look at 4 things just there, body position, legs for balance, holding the high elbow to get a good catch, and then we start adding in the other things. And with a wetsuit, sure, it changes our position a little bit, but we can simulate that in a pool, either by getting permission to use a wetsuit or maybe using a pool buoy just to get the body position that little bit higher. It's go back to basics and then we build from there.